buddy? Welcome to California's curfew. And apparently there is a curfew parade going on, and we're in the middle of it. I don't know where they're going. They're turning left up here in front of the courthouse on Chester. There's a bunch of them behind us, trying to just cover the event. Apparently there's a vehicle parade protesting the curfew, and the curfew went into effect here at 10 o'clock. So they're turning up here in front of the courthouse. There goes a truck in front of us. A lot of trucks with their flags out. I don't know where they're going, or else I'd try to get ahead of them, then to just, video them passing by. So they appear to be turning right here at L Street. So all those vehicles are apparently protesting the curfew. So I think they're just going to drive around downtown. I don't have any official word or anything. I just kind of came across these guys at the circle. Yeah, they said they're not going to enforce, they're not going to pull someone over for the sole purpose of, because of COVID curfew. But these folks are out here doing the vehicle parade protest or whatever. Like I said, I don't know where they're going, so I don't know how to get ahead of them. Hello, Bobby. Doing good. I worked earlier, getting extra training in. So I see them turning up ahead. I don't know where. I can't quite tell how far ahead they are. But the end of the train here. Try to get across these. Looks like they're turning into the parking lot of the district of the community college here locally. So this is across from 17 News, the news station here. So apparently they're across the street and they're showing signs to the news station. They're facing, I'm on the side of the news station and they're showing signs and different things wanting attention, I guess, from the news station. I'm not really sure. I can't read none of the signs. And now some people came across the street. Yeah, it's because of the curfew. So it's right after 10 o'clock. Someone had called them in on their staging area as a peace disturbance. So they're over here at the news station. I'm not really sure what they're planning on doing. Find the normal people. We don't go around looking for normal people. Normal people don't make the news.
Were there any RPs wanting contact with the Bernard call? 650, were there any RPs wanting contact? You were talking about optional contact, the second one declined. You were talking about optional contact, the second one declined.
And there's a 17 News reporter that just pulled in. Late night reporter. Because there ain't nobody inside the stations, y'all. And they all got, their own cell phones out. And all that.
I'll be with the victim at 215 at Derwood Street. I'll be with the victim at 215 at Derwood Street.
So there's 17 News. A reporter or a cameraman, I'm not sure which. Maybe both, I don't know. Looks like a cameraman. I think I've seen them before. '23 showing up. Now the irony here is if any of them are armed, they're breaking the law because that's a college, part of the college campus. That's school property.
Baker 509 for 83.
And they plug the loopholes, so it doesn't matter if you have a permit or not. Unless you're active law enforcement, you can't be on that property with a gun. The chancellor can't even give you permission because they plug the loopholes.
Baker 502 10-8 post 5.
I think this will stay peaceful because I don't think anybody, I don't think any counter protesters are aware of it. I don't think there's a chance of anything like not peaceful happening here. I mean, I'm not worried. There's news cameras and everything. They're just here doing their thing, trying to get some attention on the news. So it's what we do. We cover, you know, the news, whatever it is. And right now, this is what it is for tonight.
Second vehicle is going to be a 2012 white Ford Focus. It's going to be California plate 6, Baker, Union, Hall, 047. Subject's going to be a Hispanic South 61 with a beard, wearing a white blue hat and a red, blue, and white striped shirt, blue jeans, brown leather boots. What about 15 ago? Northbound on Bend, red, blue, and white striped shirt, blue jeans, brown leather boots.
So these people are going to be in the background, and then someone is going to go forward and probably stand right there and talk to the news and be like their representative for the group. And then all the rest of them will just be in the background, I guess. You know, with their flags and all that kind of stuff. Looks like the guy's talking now. Whoever that is, so. So that's the background for you and why that guy is giving an interview up there. So anyone who's just joining in, the curfew just went into effect about 27 minutes ago here in California. And this group right here is protesting the curfew. So they're protesting. They did a car caravan through the center of town on Chester. They came here, and now the news, 23 and 17 News showed up. The crowd, you know, with their flags and everything, they're in the background there. And then there's a guy giving a protest. I have noticed these Jeeps right here. There's a Jeep right there, and there's a Jeep that just turned the corner. It's a white Jeep. They're patrolling the side streets as if they're like guards or something. I seen this other white Jeep that just turned the corner. You can't see it, and just it's out of sight now. But I've seen them going around. They haven't gone in front of us. They've gone around. As if they're patrolling and scouting. It's kind of weird. I don't know.
Hey, I'm stuck on a train on East Brundage and Clyde. Train on East Brundage and Clyde.
Yep, Tim, we're staying safe. The guy is giving a statement over there. The crowd's standing around while he's talking and all that. They got signs and now Moses Smalls is coming across the street. There's Moses. Which, if these guys are KKK, that's kind of an irony, I guess. But Moses Smalls, if you don't watch 17 News, he's the new he's new to town, I guess, or new to Anchoring, I'm not sure which. New to 17. He gets like the weekend stuff. So you see him on the weekends and whatnot.
Negative, I will be at Durwood and Benton.
So I don't have any information on a name for these people. So I know people are saying Proud Boys in the chat. I do not have any information about who they are in terms of organization. So just to be clear, I don't know, I don't have any information about their organizing or organization. All I see is American flags and Trump flags and the sort. So I know that they're leading up to the presidential election. Leading up to it, locally there was some issues going on with those who basically are Trump supporters. It's not the word on the street that I heard was they there was like a split in the and there was a faction that was more extreme, I guess you could say. So I don't know who these people are. All I know is they were driving down the road and obviously they're protesting the curfew because they started right after curfew. So I mean, it's pretty obvious what it is. They're trying to get on TV. I see the Jeep again. Okay, so that Jeep's gonna pass in front of us right now. Not this first one right now, but this one. This one passing by right there. They've been driving all over. Passenger was looking at me pretty hard. So I think 29 just showed up in an unmarked vehicle. And the cameraman's just getting some B-roll going on. Sheila, I don't think though. I think they pretty much know I'm a streamer. I mean, they may not know me the way they know other streamers because I don't have anything on the side of my car. But I do have a hat on that says press. You can see the camera sitting next to me in the passenger seat. It's not an AI. It kind of looks like one of those automated computer that you've seen in movies where like it's got the little eyeball, little head. My phone's sitting there and it kind of looks like that. I mean, it's obviously a phone, but I'm just saying it's sitting there in the passenger seat there. So that's the cameraman changing up his B-roll angle. But Dave's in the house, right on. No fires so far.
Unit on 3.
Yeah, Tim, there is a Jeep patrolling around the neighborhood here. And I know they're not a counter protest. They're on their side. The folks that would be counter protesters don't generally drive Jeeps. You know, just saying.
Units recovering. 601, I didn't copy your traffic.
So there's been a few trucks that have left and stuff like that. A few people that show up late and then left.
Priority 2. 79, priority 2. 5001 Apple Blossom Drive. U123, 10D David for difficulty breathing. CPs are recommended.
Candy, now we're talking. The flag off the ground. Well, I mean, I don't care if they drag a Trump flag because that's not the American flag, but and any of the other flags that they got, but don't drag the American flag.
52 post 7. 462, remain post 11.
Are my lights bothering, or what's the deal?
Control 1, clear 11 to 9. 10 7. 11 10 7.
So, Brian, to answer the question, if you were to ask them why someone's patrolling, they would say for protection, for safety. That's what they're gonna say. You know, for any counter protests, you know, drive-bys basically. You know, I don't know if there's threats of violence. I don't know if they have any particular threats. You know, I don't know what the intelligence is out there. But I could certainly guarantee that most likely they are going to say the reason why they're have someone driving around like that is for security. See, they know I'm a streamer. They know what's going on. The camera's on that side.
Oh, you're with us? It says press. Oh, you're press. Oh, okay. Well, we didn't know who you were. You were looking real sus.
Suspect?
Suspicious. Well, we've gotten a lot of hate. So, we come in packs. We watch. We pay attention.
Now they're worried about me. I've been here the whole time. Now you're worried? There goes the Jeep again. And the Jeep that's patrolling doesn't have a flag hanging.
5400.
Doesn't have a flag floating around or anything like that.
Boy for hemorrhage, apartment 42.
Passing CRF. Oh, that's a Central, it's like Mojave Freeway or something like that. That's not CRF.
Latest information, only shots fired in the air on mower, primered small pickup.
I don't know who that is
1021, unable to leave a message.
that's broadcasting either. I think that's Mojave, because CRF is Central Receiving, which is the downtown jail. But I think they're talking about a freeway, and I think they're like up in Mojave or out of town, basically. And if that's county, if that's a sheriff, yeah, it's gotta be out of town traffic, because I don't scan out of town, but that comes across on Broadcastify. And now the Jeep is over there at the Wells Fargo watching.
Central 4 subjects are leaving 1098, route tag 706 on Commerce.
Yeah, Sierra Highway, so that's out of town traffic.
Phone archery, 297 on 058.
10-4-415 ordering at Little Caesars, 2665 Callaway.
So they're breaking up now.
Yeah, Little
They're taking off.
Phone archery, confirm your advice.
Confirm.
10-4.
Yeah, that was a nice Corvette though. Mojave Bridge. Yeah, they're definitely up in Mojave. So one guy's still out there marching.
Boy Lincoln, Ida, Edward Nora, 82801.
Hold on, information MPV contact advising the male subject can be heard yelling in the almond orchard on the north side of the road just east of his residence at 8395 Fuller.
Information, subject is southbound the 14 in the northbound lane. Our units
So, what was that? Sam is free? They're not protesting what the local police department is not going to enforce. They're doing a display for the news. You know, they're not like, oh, come and arrest us. They already know they're not going to get arrested. They're just doing a display for the news to, you know, broadcast, you know, attention for the news. That's what this was. This wasn't like, oh my God, are the police going to show up? Are we going to get arrested? No. We already know that wasn't going to happen. This was just a display of lots of people with lots of flags, signs, and things like that showing their protest to get on the news and show the governor, you know, a big FU. That's what their message was. So they're all taking off now. There's a couple more cars in the parking lot. The big, the security patrol's talking to somebody. And this white car just pulled in, driving all weird. I don't think it's part of them. I don't think. I don't know. Everyone else left. The car had no flags or anything. Is it the lone counter protester? I don't know.
Metro, respond for an evaluation, Mercy Southwest for Adam Acres, currently in ER hallway number 5.
Are they just asking what's going on because they're kind of curious because they're driving by?
Yeah, I have no virtual map. That's fine.
It looked like a single female in the car. No, it's not a streamer. I don't know who that was, but they're not a streamer. But that's the last of them. There goes the security patrol Jeep. Let's see, we got a Wasco. No, we don't do Wasco. Pretty good little pursuit up there in Mojave right now. You know, it's like a 40-minute drive, depending on speeds. So this is over. But it's funny that they chose this parking lot, because aren't these patriots known for being armed? And they were, I mean, I didn't see any guns displayed because we don't have open carry. So they're not going to be displaying their AR-15s and stuff like that like they do in other states. But they are known for, you know, the Second Amendment.
Be in contact with the brother in the brother's room. The other room was vacant. Nobody else in the apartment.
So that's what that was. Yeah, I mean, they're, you know, they want to see the 11 o'clock news. I guess they don't have DVRs. I watch anything I have to watch on TV is DVR'd, and then I wait. Like if I want to watch it right away, like when it's taping, I'll wait like 10 minutes. Maybe longer, depending on how long the show is, and then I'll start it so that I can fast forward through the commercials. Because I hate commercials as much as the next person. But if you see a commercial on here, watch it, because you never know, it might help. I might get a few cents, so it's a passive way of supporting the stream. That's what we're working towards. We're trying to grow. We have to get all the way to 10,000 on Facebook before they'll allow us to have ads. We have ads over on Twitch. We are, I'm proud to say, over on Twitch, you know, we have a small following, but we are up to ad revenue from ads, $1.21. We are killing it. We're up to $1.21 now. So you guys are doing pretty good over there. So that's just a passive way of helping out. You know, we are literally viewer funded. That could have been news if I got my big camera out and the news stations didn't show up. I might have been able to, you know, try to sell it for the morning news, but they had their own people show up, so can't sell it. But selling to the news, they pay about half of what the market value is, and that's compensating for the difference between LA and here for, you know, the cost of living difference. And then you slice it in half, and that's what we get paid here locally. So can't make a living freelancing here like they do in LA. And this month right now, I've had one hit on the news, and that's it. And for the last 2 months, I've gotten 6 hits. And that's, you know, that's not very high, but I mean, at least I got that. But this month, I've gotten 1. There's just not been anything that was really newsworthy during my shift, so to speak, when, you know, the news wasn't there covering it themselves. So, you know, basically anything, you know, from when they start in the morning to, you know, 11 o'clock at night, their cameraman, if they're on duty, they're going to send their own guy. And, you know, this month has been really dry as far as anything that happens on when I'm out here after hours, so to speak. So, yeah, we are primarily viewer funded. Thank you, Lisa, for the donation. Donations go a long way, guys. They really do. They help to pay for the gas and the bills. You know, there's certain software and things that help make this stream possible. You guys have probably noticed that my stream is different than others. You know, that has a monthly cost to make it, you know, possible like that. So we are streaming to 3. We are streaming. Thank you, Ruby. We are streaming to 3 different platforms at the same time from one camera. So we're not, you know, I'm not rolling with 2 cameras, or, you know, 2 phones. We're streaming from one phone to 3 different platforms. So that technology is made possible by a monthly charge. So when I say pay the bills, you know, pay for gas and pay for the bills, I'm talking about for the company. I'm talking for Black Snout Media. Everything, you know, just to be clear, viewer funded. Every donation goes back into the stream. Thank you, Paulette. So, yeah, we are viewer funded, and everything, you know, that comes from viewers goes back into the stream. You know, I don't turn around and use it for anything else. We are just trying to pay the bills at this point. And, you know, once we are solid enough that we're paying the bills, then there's a lot. I have a whole list of things that, you know, upgrades and additional equipment that would make this stream better. You know, so then we go into savings for better equipment and stuff. You know, I've mentioned it before. I'm trying to get a laptop. I have found a laptop that I think is I think it's around, I think I found it around $2,000 instead of like the $6,000 I was thinking. The new 13-inch MacBook Pro that came out is about $2,000, I think. It's got a new chip, a new M1 chip they call it. Apparently it's a special laptop. But it's significantly cheaper than the other laptop that's the same one. So yeah, we do have a list of things. Also, because it's so slow out, we might be doing some off days, like during the weekdays and stuff, on Twitch. We're probably going to do a little bit of video game streaming over there. It's a different format, and on off days, because the winter is kind of slow out here on the scanner. And then we'll pick it back up a little bit more when it starts to warm up in the spring. Oh, and I forget who it was that was talking about my headlights being on earlier. I'm sorry. I think I got sidetracked. I was going to say something. And so, one of the reasons why I left my headlights on, I mean, they were pointed down anyways, but it's partially so they can't see in as well. So, like, they couldn't see in as well. I thought there was enough ambient light, like lights from the side, that they'd at least see the camera sticking out, but you know, I guess not. But they I don't like people walking up on me, so that I keep my headlights on, so I don't want them to see my, you know, professional camera, I like to call it. I don't want them to see the big camera sitting in the passenger seat right next to me, and and all my gear that's inside the car. I mean, the one camera sticking out, so they know I'm a streamer. That's, you know, sticks up pretty tall. It's kind of like when people drive and they have like a dummy in the passenger seat, you know, so you can see that camera pretty good. But the other camera you can't really see unless you walk up, because it's all black. So that's another reason, you know, one of the reasons why I kind of keep my headlights on, so they can't just look into my car. But if I go to a scene and, you know, law enforcement is present, then sometimes I'll turn the headlights off and I'll leave the running lights, or I'll just turn all my lights off so that I don't shine on the law enforcement officers while they're trying to do the job. Sometimes I leave it on because my lights kind of light up the scene so I can see. So it's kind of a hit and miss. It's circumstantial. It just depends on the circumstances on my headlights, you know. But I noticed sometimes when I turned them off to be kind of nice to the officers, it killed my view. It killed the lighting for me. It's not very often, but it did happen. So I'm a little bit more aware of that. Like, but I generally will turn the lights off if my car is pointing at the officers, so that they can see in. Because sometimes you may not notice, but I'll turn the lights on inside the cab for a second so they can see who I am. And like I said, I have a hat on that says press on it, so I just dip my hat, and then they immediately go, oh, and then that's it, you know. You can see like their body language. They go, oh, and then they, you know, they'll be flashing their light at me or whatever. I'll turn my, you know, lights on inside the cab there just for a moment so they can see who I am, register it, and then I turn the light back off. Whatever that is right here. Blue Malibu. Some sort of something going on in front of us. Right in front of us, guys. Right in front of us. Not sure what the problem was. So I just turned my lights off because I don't want to draw attention to myself. 2 units are arriving on scene right now. Not exactly sure what the situation is. Now they're stopping him. And this guy is opening his car up. He's got his hands out. The truck's gonna take off. So the other car is gonna go stop the truck and say, "Don't be leaving." See? He says, "Nope, you ain't going anywhere." I wish the truck would stop so I can see. Well, we got the Malibu right here. I don't know what the situation is. This is what happens when the sergeant's on it. All these other guys come from out of nowhere. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. At least 10. There's like 8 here. There's like another couple up there. Hell, there's so many you're blocking my view. Come on, guys. So this car, I think, was following the truck. I think the truck's still moving forward on these guys at the other end.
Harbor 30, I'm going to be on the stop with the truck at Tulare and his truck. Harbor 30, I'm going to be on the stop with the truck at Tulare and his truck. Harbor 8, we're code 4 with the Malibu.
Kevlar, Circuit 33 on channel 1, Circuit 33 on 1.
0 on channel 1, Harbor code 33 on the Malibu.
Continuing code 33, channel 1. Information that should be the RP advice the subject was a firearm within the Malibu. Continuing code 33.
4 Valley 5 on foot, Harbor 30 on stop.
Alright, so the truck is saying the guy in the Malibu had a gun. So we're going to stay here because this guy's supposed to have a gun. But the truck is trying to take off, so that's kind of suspect. So the sergeant, I can tell on the radio, the call sign was a sergeant.
477, remain posted. 4 Valley 2.
4 Valley 2, can you show me 1098, 10-6 on the code traffic on channel 1?
I mean, obviously you can tell a sergeant with the chevrons, they got 3. Senior officers have 2, they'll be corporals. But the on the radio, the sergeant said, "I'm with the vehicles." Man, there's still more people showing up with their lights and sirens. SUV is leaving, but it doesn't say canine on the side. Usually the SUVs are for canines, unless they ran out of stickers. And so there is a stop around the corner, but this is supposed to be the guy with the gun.
Strong Q1 advising you're clear to 29-1.
Go ahead.
It'll be a Hispanic male, Lassa phonetically, Lincoln Ocean, Edwards, Zebra, Adams. First of Roy, she'll be a 6'5" of 99.
So I was talking about my headlights. This is one of those situations where I'm going to have my lights off. And in this case, I'm so far away, my headlights being on would not help. So I'll go ahead and turn them off. Plus, I wanted to turn them off because I don't want to draw attention from the suspect when they were trying to pull them over and stuff. So now I turned my car off because it's shaky, so I'm zoomed in. So I went ahead and turned my car off. But I turned it all the way off so we don't get a dead battery.
A ticket from a traffic unit is needed.
450 affirmative.
E16 Discretion.
450 affirmative.
Any traffic units is attending instructed. 1030.
Update my location is Key 21st. 603 traffic report. Coming out to 40. 6 Sam William Tom 960 on the black Dodge.
I don't think the rap sheet was necessarily for this guy. For those who are saying rap sheet. I don't know that 100%. I'm just saying. Usually I don't hear channel 3 on these guys. They're asking for a traffic unit on Tulare. So it sounds like maybe the other guy, or the other vehicle, the truck, might be DUI.
5 Party 1 11332 Cutters Drive 147A Adam for an unconscious patient.
Are you asking what code 33 is or what the code traffic was for? Is there someone with code traffic? So, code 33 is emergency traffic only. So yeah, emergency traffic only. So sometimes you'll hear clear channel. Sometimes the dispatch will automatically do it for them based on the type of call it is, and when they go on site or when they make contact. So for example, it's a burglary, and they're going to clear the. It's a two streamers just passed by. Sorry guys, you're late. Diane, this was someone called in, said they're being followed by a guy, and the guy had a gun, and they said that they were being followed. So it was two vehicles, and they were going by on Truxton here, and when the call went out, the sergeant was right in the area and said, "I'm with the two vehicles." And as he was he was following them. He wasn't pulling them over just yet, but they were kind of going slow. And he was waiting for, additional units to arrive and assist him. Other streamers, dude. Other streamers. They're late to the party because we're already here. So the sergeant was on it, and they were going over the overpass, and we were like, "Hey, we're right here," because they were crossing over Union. We were at Union, so boom, we jumped on it. We just got lucky. So they pulled him over. Supposedly, this is a blue Malibu, a dark blue Malibu. Supposedly, this person had a gun, according to the other vehicle, which was a truck, who claimed to be being followed. So this guy is supposedly supposed to have a gun. I don't know if he brandished it or what. Now they're asking for a traffic over at the truck. The truck was trying to take off. It just kept kind of slow rolling, and then it took off. And the cars were like, the other units got behind us and said, "Yo, you're part of this. You can't just drive off." And so it went around the corner. They're on Tulare now. And I heard a request for a traffic. So I don't know why they wanted traffic over there. I am saying, well, do they need traffic over there to interview that person in regards to this situation, or do they need traffic over there because that person's DUI? Because the way they were kind of slow rolling and not stopping, but took off, might take off. I mean, like, kept moving forward. This guy's getting up. He's not in handcuffs. This guy is not in handcuffs. He's walking with the officers right now. He is not in handcuffs. And the officer is walking in front of him, so he feels safe. Feels safe enough to walk with this guy. Where are they going? So this guy's walking.
Residential 4 by Van occurred within 10, 1623 East 11th Street. A residential 4 by Van occurred within 10, 1623 East 11th Street.
And the way the guy was walking was like, "I'm cool." you know? Not like I'm badass cool, but just like, it's cool. I'm not in trouble, you know? Alright. I think he's in the car. Yeah, he's in the car, and he's in that squad car. I think they're gonna do a, I think the other car is a suspect.
Several subjects in a black Ford sedan. They were checking the door handles
And they called for a traffic, so I think the other guy's gonna be DUI is what I'm thinking. Because that's where the traffic would come in. If it was a 415, you know, and displaying of like a gun, if a gun was found, I think, I don't know if traffic would be involved. I mean, 417 is just a penal code. You don't need necessarily traffic for that. So this guy, this officer with the vehicle is guarding the guy's vehicle. And they're doing an infield, I'm pretty sure, is what I'm thinking. They're all right there. I can't get around. I'm gonna have to go around. Anyways, I'm pretty sure they're doing an infield right now to say, yep, that's the guy that was following me. I mean, honestly, I'd be like, yeah, that's the truck. I don't know, you know, if there was like some sort of road rage situation, I'd be like, I don't recognize the person inside because I couldn't see, but I can definitely tell you that's the truck. So it seems like the truck was the second half on this. Man, this is all just based on what I'm seeing. So I don't know how good the view is going to be here. We'll see what we can do. So there's the truck. There's the main car that pulled them over. And then the other vehicles. There's a bunch of officers standing out there. I don't know where the driver of the truck is. The door's open. You know, so they pulled them out. Possibly two guys in the truck. Okay. This vehicle that just pulled in front, he's flipping around and he's gonna go back. Wait for it. That's the guy from the Malibu. They just did an infield. You know, I don't know. I didn't see him holding anybody out. I think they were discussing the situation, maybe. But he's gonna be taking the guy back to his vehicle. Like I said, that guy was not under arrest, and I bet they said, "Do you want to go do this infield?" So it's voluntary. So it appears, I'm still trying to figure out more information. I mean, I'm probably not going to hear anything on the radio.
502 per 83.
But if we see him searching the car,
Ready for you to stage 6428 Easter Lily Court, 123, 22C Charles. Stayed in the area for a site issue. 437, 10 post 5.
so there's
We'll recontact fire. Go ahead with Miles.
2 officers at the truck right now. There's some other officers in the headlights to us. In the middle. So I can't tell what's happening at this point. We're on the bad side of this, and there's no other way to get around. I mean, I probably could walk up on the opposite side of the road there and watch it. I don't know. Every time we get out, Shelly gets lost and we lose people. But I want to see if they're going to do a DUI or anything like that. Bob, it is possible, but the dispatch said the truck should be the RP. So I'm just going off of what dispatch said. It's not necessarily 100%. I'm just going off of what I heard on the radio. Sometimes they get, sometimes they do get confused, you know, on the radio and stuff like that. There are situations. I don't know, Shelly. She could be in Facebook jail again. You never know. Traffic collision, but it's in Wasco.
6 North 1, show myself in the 2-car, now to take 095.
Suspicious person, 8315 at Rockport Drive.
So, officers are clearing, but the truck's still here.
1422nd Street.
I feel like someone's going to be under arrest.
601 36th Street, U103. PPs are recommended. Department 20.
Hello, Vicky. Hold on. Okay, so Vicky, there was a RP. Excuse me, a RP, a reporting person, said someone had a gun, and there were two cars following each other. Don't have a lot more information than that. A sergeant immediately saw the two vehicles, got behind them, and we were like right around the corner. So the sergeant got behind them. They went over Union Overpass, and we got behind them. So we were on scene with the Malibu that got pulled over. This is a truck up here. You probably can't see it too well because those lights. We're on the back. We're on the sucking end of this. Listen to radio traffic.
Can you attempt to locate an aerial Franco in your 20, possibly with the address on Fairfax?
Alright. King one. So we were on right as the sergeant was pulling them over. Like, he hadn't even turned his lights on yet. He was just following behind them. And that was over on Truxton. We're on Tulare. This is Truxton, Tulare right here. This truck started to take off and leave and went around the corner here, and Eunice said, no, we want to talk to you too. So the guy at the Malibu supposedly was supposed to have a gun, but I'm thinking it's the opposite, and these guys are going to be the second halves and the whatever this incident is. I don't know if it's just road rage or where it started, whatever this incident is. Whatever this is, we just go off what we hear on the radio. We don't get any kind of inside information, when they're interviewing people and stuff like that. We don't get the details, but it sounds like this truck is actually going to be the offender or the aggressor, if you will, to the situation. Again, they did bring the guy from the Malibu over here for what I believe was going to be what they call an infield, suspect elimination kind of thing. Or maybe they just need to bring him over here to ask him some questions with the officer that's over here. I don't know exact details, but they did bring him over here, and he was not in handcuffs. He was, walking in a manner that didn't feel like I might end up in handcuffs, you know what I'm saying? So they brought him over here, escorted, and then they took him back to his vehicle, and that was around the corner. So we were over there, and then we moved over here, and then we got we just don't have really good positioning here as far as the lights are shining in our eyes. They did call for a traffic unit a little while ago, earlier on. I don't know what the offense is in terms of if this here at the truck, if they get arrested. I'm not sure what the offense is going to be. Everyone's over your house. Are you in the county or city? So every copper that was at the station came out because the sergeant was on it. It's just a funny thing that they say in law enforcement. Oh, the sergeant. All of a sudden, everyone's free. What happens is sometimes they'll say, hey, there's no one available, and there's no patrol units to do anything. And then as soon as they say, okay, well, then they dispatch the sergeant, all of a sudden people become available. Central Park, that's got to be west side.
Baker 502, you're now clear to enter.
So yeah, I believe they brought him for infield to ID either the truck or the person in the truck. I didn't really see them bring anybody out and stand in front of a spotlight for the ID. I think he just ID'd the truck. Because if it's a road rage situation, you probably only saw, you know, the truck and not necessarily, you know, a person. But with the lights shining in my eyes, I can't tell if they're in the back of the seat of a car or if the person who's driver of the truck is out there somewhere standing. I mean, I just don't know. Sounds like a domestic, and we avoid domestics if possible. And we do make exceptions in certain circumstances, but for the most part we avoid domestics. I hate going to calls at a residence because they usually go inside and talk to people. They're usually not outside. And there's just not a whole lot to see visually for you guys at residence calls where they're at a residence. Unless it's something, unless they're fighting outside, things like that. Oh, that's the one in Wasco. Thanks, Diane. Central Avenue in Wasco.
Okay, when I did look at Ariel Franco, DOB 126 of 91 will be a 28-year-old. However, negative on a last known address on Fairfax. On her 27, it's an address in Taft, and in CDIS, it's an address in Threesome.
Are they doing? Man, they're doing a DUI test. Can you guys see that? Dang it, they're doing DUI on them. In the back of the car. Crap. See the officer showing them how to do it. So this is probably going to be a DUI. The guy in the truck called in the other guy who might have been following him. Maybe this guy bumped into the other guy's car, and then, like, there was a little fender bender, little, you know, kind of thing, and the other guy was following him. So this guy called it in, saying the other guy got a gun just to get the cops to pull him over, and then he was going to try and drive away. That could be, like, a tactic.
So 298, route to the suicide subject, cancel the hill.
So this guy, I know you can just see the legs, huh, guys?
As of 2017 on her ID, last address is 18 Darling Cromwell Court. For an arm injury. That's clear how that occurred.
I see him walking in front of the lights right there. They're walking on like the flat next to the railroad tracks.
Available Met Unit, control 2 channel 2. Available Met Unit, control 2 channel 6 south 1 to 32 east and 1. 6 south 1 copy. 6 south 1 to 32 east and 1. 6 south 1 copy. Judge coming in and out of the bar, 11108 Main Street.
Kathy, I don't think so. I mean, I don't know. It's possible.
6100 Stockdale Highway.
It is possible that it could happen because when people call in and they're saying blah, 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 I mean, dispatch is trying to keep up with everything that you're saying, and it happens. So that is a possibility. Two 245 on plans. So they're shooting on plans, black vehicle, but they didn't indicate anyone being hit though, and they fled.
6 South 4 additional RP heard 3 shots in a white SUV flee at a high speed, company of a possibly silver vehicle, fled westbound plan. 6 South 4 additional
Now it's a white SUV?
flee at a high speed, company of a possibly silver vehicle, fled westbound plan.
Chevy GMC. That is a Chevy or GMC truck.
Further same RP on last advising there was a 415 verbal before the shots were heard. Underboys around 6 page. At St. John's Manor, 904th.
Hey Garcia. Alright, well they're not saying whether anyone's hit or not. So I think they got medical aid going to stage off the plans. RP says there's an argument, and then they heard 4 to 5 rounds. Hey, at first I heard black, now it's a white SUV with a silver sedan. And did they say westbound on plans? Oh man, the bumps here. Woo, watch out. I mean, it's a long ways from us, but we'll try it. Sorry, hold on.
Also response to that 245 just occurred 3501 Plans Road. Second Avenue was a black sedan.
3501 plans. Can someone give me a cross street on that? 3501.
There was a white SUV fled at high speed, possibly company of a silver vehicle, fled westbound plan from
I don't know what a tumbly is, so give me a better cross street than that.
I don't know if it's going to get me something. It's still about.
I think it's going to be here on the east of east of 99. Weibel. Alright, so we're going to plans in Weibel. Is that that's on the other side of Ming, right? On the back side of the mall. Or is that Wilson? Past Wilson?
5306.
Affirmative.
Down from the post office? Okay. Yeah, there's a little area in there that's kind of bad with shootings. Terrace plans or Ming is up ahead. Is it Plans or Wilson first? I get them mixed up sometimes. And I can't remember if they said they went westbound or eastbound on Plans. They went east and they headed our way. Well, they went west. They went over to I know there's a area off of Ming, Bahala. I know there's an area right there that was really bad back in the day. Oh, now he's going.
The apartment complex, the residence across from.
6 South 429.
Confirm the location was the apartment complex or the residence across.
RP was at the residence 3501 Plans. Was an additional RP in a Burgundy Nissan, however he fled.
Alright. See, what road is this?
0197.
And 4.
Wilson, okay. Plans will be the next one, I'm sure. Wilson's first. Thank you, Marilyn. Finally, this car is getting up. Got a little jealous when he saw my little four-banger go past him. He was doing like 40, 45 miles an hour.
Near 428, 37100 Oak.
Yeah, 424, 120 Oak Street, for letter call.
Alright. Where's down the road? And this is Chester. South Chester.
6 South 4, you tell me the parking lot will be on foot. Just looking.
So we're gonna be looking for shell casings. Should be on my left, thank you. They're gonna be looking for shell casings right now. Trying to find the crime scene. I'm assuming they haven't located anyone who was shot. This is South High. This is South High right here.
Monterey, just north of on current 6 Yellow John Adams 322 on a red Mercedes.
See, in Bakersfield, all you need to know is like, oh, North High is that way, West High is that way, and East High is that way, and South High. So if you're, you know, in a central side of town, just think, I know.
Over 11.
That direction is high school. You know what side of town the high school's on.
Affirmative, however, that RP was in a burgundy Nissan Altima.
1021 in Avalon, 1025 with officer.
10-4, which 1020?
1021 in Avalon, 1025 with officer. At 3501 plan.
Copy. That's the subject.
Alright, I think it's in front of us.
6 Metro 4.
6 Metro 4.
Officers don't have their
6, we'll handle 088.
they don't have their blue lights on or anything like that. Or it's farther up. That was closer. There's a white SUV and a silver vehicle.
West 52.
6 West 52.
Were any of the RPs able to provide a general area for the shooting?
Oh, it's farther than I thought, man. Here's Hughes.
Initial RP advised across the street 3501 plan. Initial RP advised across the street 3501 plan.
Specific location at 3501 plan.
Negative.
Everyone circled a little bit. He's drifting off a little bit. He's probably looking at something.
Units on the plan traffic, we just got RP for civilian advising she found shell casing to the front of a residence at 3400 plan.
Here's a gate where that car went into that residence. Alright, it's on the other side of the... It's on the west side of 99.
6 West 52 is there. You can check on that.
Everyone's switching back around.
Robert 11.
Robert 11.
You're available to make contact with additional RP at 3400 plan.
It's 3400.
Affirmative. Almost 97.
And 4.
So 52, I'll be around for that. You cancel call over you.
11 copy.
They say they got shell casings in front of theirs.
1497 plan.
10-4.
11 copy.
This is the Howard's Market. 76 on the cross. Veronica, there was a shooting. Multiple RPs. No victims so far. Someone just called and said they've got shell casings in front of their house. Officers are attempting to locate.
78 shows back on her last tag 02 down.
So that's an officer in the street right there. And there's officers on the right hand side. No, there's streamers on the right hand side looking for shell casings.
Robert 11 South.
So we just passed by where they are. We're gonna pull over, go this way, flip around. Truck up my butt.
In the burgundy Nissan would like to take phone contact. She's not in the area to come back. 1021 her and I can give you her phone number.
Please send a text on the call.
It is in the call. She's the original RP, so let's just ask it. The number is 346.
Yeah, Air 1 is above.
Copy.
He did a Y circle, probably was trying to look at a possible suspect vehicle.
6 West 52, I'll be making contact. 70102.
6 Metro 5, 10-4, audible 459, 730 Holtby Road.
So officers have already checked over here. This is the apartment side.
692, myself in the one car, 1088, en route to tag 122. 459, audible 16105, Calabria Drive. Tag 122. Audible 16105.
That's West 52, Air 1. Air 36 West 52. Information, the location directly where you're standing is warm, indicating a vehicle was recently there. In addition to one area approximately 10 feet north of that, which is also warm. It appears two vehicles were previously to 97.
So right where these guys are standing, they're talking to a resident,
11 copy.
and they're also, so everyone said where they're standing, it's warm, and then another area, I don't know, I think it's north, so ahead where we're at, is also warm, indicating another
6
vehicle.
West 52.
6 West 52.
Affirmative on K2 is going to be north of lands on Chamonix.
So that's where they're
Copy,
shooting
affirmative
from.
on Chalky.
And they're putting markers down to take pictures.
Copy, affirmative on Chalky.
So it sounds like they might have shot at the other vehicle, and the other vehicle, you know, both vehicles fled, is what it sounds like. And the crime scene's already been trampled on by other people. The resident right there. And whoever that person is that just walked up. That might be the other RP that they wanted to come back. I believe this officer's gonna come and get his vehicle and relocate over there because his vehicle's behind us.
When available, can you check your 1021, sir?
So we've already broke the record. The good news is we haven't found another additional add-on to the record. Got the picture, thank you. Somebody sent me a picture. Showing me where we were going on the map.
Filter 1, if there's no further, will be tonight.
10-4 tonight.
Everyone's going 10-8.
10-4 tonight. 3, C55, 11B, David. EPE is recommended for cardiac arrest.
Ooh, that's an old Cadillac. That's a classic.
92, copy your traffic.
49, we copy 1059525 community media. Placed on the dark color, Nissan Altima, Molly Tropical and the Boulevard.
Molly Tropical on the Boulevard, 10-4. 5. Yes, 20, 10-4.
This guy, possible witnesses, was pointing to the ground right here on his dirt lot. That's like directly, I think it's dirt.
7 priority to an oil dell at 202 Roberts Lane with across of Central Avenue. T10213 Depoy for call. Copy to ascent 5 202 Roberts Lane.
So that's where the casings are right there. So I'll search for anything else that looks like it could be evidence. Well, this guy's gonna come get his car. I bet he's across the street over here too, in the parking lot. Diane, we broke the record in homicides the other night. When was it, like Wednesday or something, when the 2 guys got shot in that SUV? It was 112 was the record, and then those guys, they were 13 and 14 homicides. So
Unit 4, 1097 on 10.
it's not one of those records you're proud of.
03 on Monterey.
It's definitely not a record you're proud of.
Unit 4, 10-4.
And it's not a record you're trying to,
10-4.
win or whatever you want to call it, It's not one you're trying to break. Yeah, it's not a good record to break. So that's why I'm saying, like, the good news is we didn't break the record again, because from this point on, every homicide until the new year breaks the record over and over. So yeah, it's been a horrible year. I don't know. I know people want to blame it on COVID. But come on. We've been there before, though, We've been there before, so it's not, you can't blame this on COVID.
Contact the local hospitals and confirm there are no victims of any shootings.
10-4. I have other units standing by. I'll start as soon as I'm done with them.
Oh, hey, Amy.
They're back on penalty.
I'm trying to remember if I ever sent that email. But I am pretty sure they were just sold out. I'm convinced on that, but I was going to send an email, and I can't remember if I did or not. I apologize, Amy. I will double check on that, Amy, okay? I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure they were sold out, though, because it was listed.
Other units standing by. Idea. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So there's an officer going to Howard's. Either you go get something to drink, to go potty, or ask for video surveillance. I'm thinking video surveillance, but I thought it'd be more entertaining to say potty or drink. And the residents just came back to talk to another streamer.
Attention City Units, Control to broadcasting 505A vehicles facing the cul-de-sac of Gateway and Enterprise Way in the Valley. Control to clear. Facing the cul-de-sac of Gateway and Enterprise Way in the Valley. Control to clear. Attention all West Side Units, all primary traffic will now be on Channel 1 until further notice. All primary traffic on Channel 1 until further notice. Control to clear.
I'm sure COVID could be a factor. You know, COVID certainly could be a factor. But you can't put
601 prior. Start towards a 211 strong arm just occurred at 3205 Portier Street. One prior. Start towards a
Portier? Is that what it's called? Portier?
3205 Portier Street. 601, did you copy?
Then they said strong arm, so it was just a...
Additional unit for 3205 Portier Street.
Anybody know where that's at?
Additional unit
Just in case we want to go there next.
602-10-4. Second half is RP's roommate versus Louise, the 31-year-old Hispanic male, falls 6'1", thin built, wearing a checkered shirt or sweater.
No. It technically is a domestic, because they live together. It's a roommate. Yeah, COVID is impacting our lives. You know what I'm saying? You can say COVID did this, COVID did that. COVID definitely is impacting our lives.
The second half still tonight, 7
Affirmative, however, he should be inside the apartment. See Charles. Affirmative, however, he should be inside the apartment. Additional unit for Portier.
Fortier.
Additional unit for Portier.
With an F Frank. Fort.
602, copy 601 is still 10-6 on this prior report.
Daniel, you missed a shooting. Shell casings are in front of the... Shell casings are right there in front of the vehicle on the
That's
left.
covering Air 1 will be 3205 Portier Street, across of College and Morning.
Oh, College and Morning. Oh my God.
6061, I could be en route to Fortier.
Even if we were staged, I'd be like, that's a long ways.
61 from East Brundage and Tire Toller.
Copy.
So we're probably not gonna run.
Sam 1.
We're probably not gonna run that one. 1. District and Gosford. 5 Adam King David 728 on a GMT SUV. Stop will be relayed to tag 112.
10-4.
Yes, Daniel. This is why the helicopter was around. So right in front of this police car on the left, where the shell casings are, there was a car parked, and then somewhere was another car. Everyone could see the area. There was heat still on the ground from when the cars were parked and the cars were running. So yeah, they fled. Nobody showed up at a local hospital with a gunshot wound yet. Nobody showed up with a gunshot wound yet. So at this time, we have no victims of a gunshot wound. But it does appear that they were shooting at the other vehicle.
Additional units at 1025 with 6 South 1 over on 5th Street in Gosford. Additional units at 1025 with 6 South 1.
6 South 1, is there a traffic?
get an additional unit for you.
6 South 1, code 4.
Copy, code 4.
Sam 13, with Sam 9.
Sam 13, 10-4.
So behind us is a large apartment complex here off of Plans in Weibel. It stretches south behind us, and part of it comes out on Weibel. There's a big, and it goes to our left, you know, a good couple blocks. I mean, it's a big couple block, you know,
604, 10-8, route to 60.
large corner plot here. It's been here for years.
601, 10-4.
Last traffic was 604.
Copy, 601.
So this little side street right here is called Crumley. It's where the Howard's Mini Mart is. So basically they were on the side of the Howard's. And there's a little crowd standing behind the car now. People that live here. There's a guy that came from the Howards. I don't know. Oh. Mod 4. Sorry. We were gonna reset after the last call, but we came to this one. Sorry, we after this call we have to do a reset, guys. We gotta do a reset.
Attention Westside units, control to broadcasting, DOI driver's license scene, eastbound Main from the marketplace. Number 1 to white GMC. Number 2 the gray Mazda with a license of 7 yellow Robert Edward 104. Possibly seen running a red light. Control to clear. 7 yellow Robert Edward 104. Possibly seen running a red light. Control to clear.
Unit 4, turn 10-7 on 124 on Kentucky.
Unit 4, 10-4, Kentucky MC. Unit 4, 10-4, Kentucky MC.
So there's really nothing else on this scene right now other than just watching them do their investigation. The shell casings are there. At some point, the most rookie officer will walk over and take pictures and collect the evidence.
Someone I'll be in to the residence at 9004 Andrew Court.
10-4.
Hey Alex, there was a shooting here. 2 cars fled. It's believed that one car was shooting at the other car, and there was an argument going on prior. No one has showed up. No victims at this point. No one showed up at the hospitals at this point. So they're just doing their investigation. Like I said, at some point we're gonna see the rookie whoever has to go do the report. or whoever's got to log the evidence. You know, because it might be one officer goes, I'll do the report, but you book the evidence. Sometimes they can split it up like that. And then other officers are signing the back of a retired patrol car. While some officers are actually working.
Both units 1098 and route to tag 039. Engine 1, residential fire alarm. Tag 039.
6 North 1, 10-4, 7801, Caribbean Court, 415.
Residential fire alarm, T102, 24, C. Charles, 2500. Straight. 6 South 1.
Copy time 7. 6 South 1.
Smoke alarm. 6 South 1, can you dispatch medical for a swollen foot?
Affirmative.
Dispatch medical for a swollen foot.
They're dispatching medical for a swollen foot. Not sure what call that is, but someone must have had their foot stomped on. I feel like that's the call where the 211 is from a roommate.
North 1, show myself in a 2-car en route to priority 1 in the central.
10-4. Commercial 211 alarm at 3624 California Avenue. Direct petroleum activation for panic alarm. 10-4. Commercial 211 alarm at 3624 California Avenue. Direct petroleum activation for panic alarm.
They had that exact same alarm like a couple days ago. Maybe even last night. I don't even remember. That's a malfunction of some sort. Maybe a janitor doesn't know how to not hit the button when they're cleaning. They had the exact same thing the other night.
Engine 9, medical aid. 113 clear, 2729
Once again, minutes, temperature
004, Andrea Court, across of McAfee Lane, unknown medical aid, PMT, cleared enter. Contact the RV Engine 1, ECC.
See, there's a guy taking pictures.
Martinez, first assignment, middle of the same years. Date of birth is 5-5, CDL is yellow, 529. Unit 4, 10-7-116, unknown.
Unit 410-4, 415 Meeting, 1420 Nile Street. No medical aid.
Correct, Paulette. Per BPD and KCSO Sheriff's Department. They both announced they are not going to respond to a call from someone who says there's a gathering.
Control to bypassing 505A vehicles, racing the area of McCutcheon Road and Gosford in the south. Control to clear.
They're not going to respond to a call based on COVID guidelines. They're not going to respond to. So, Sheriff's Department said they're not responding to calls when people call in and say there's 12 people or more gathered or whatever at a park or whatever. They're playing baseball. They're whatever event. Sheriff's Department is not responding to those calls. You just reported that. Close enough. So they're that's what the Sheriff's Department said. BPD says.
Regards to the 211 on the hill, we're in contact with the primary code 4. Everyone needs to clear thing.
BPD says we're not going to pull somebody over because it's past curfew for COVID. They're not going to pull someone over for COVID violation, basically. COVID violation. They're not pulling people over for COVID violations. Can't believe that's a thing. So stupid. So, they're not going to pull people over just because one curfew or whatever gatherings and things like that.
Thank you. You have a great night as well.
So, but anyway, so yeah, it's kind of a ridiculous thing. The curfew, you know, we're not in a war or something like that.
479, 1098.
479, I'll show you out of service and route plus 1.
All right, we're going to head back to our general staging zone for calls. Back to our normal area where we wait for other calls, and on the way there we're going to shut it down, we're going to reset, and we'll be back in just a minute. That way we don't have too long of a video so people can catch the restream or the replay, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, we might go say hi to Pit Boss. You know, we haven't seen him. Be listening for another call on the way there. So we'll be back in just a minute, guys. We gotta reset. Make sure your notifications are set, turned on.